I got a call this morning. It was one of the most disturbing calls that I've ever received in my life. It's a call that no man ever wants to hear upon waking up or, well, on any other moment of the day. I got a call on the phone and this man was talking to me. He said a couple of words and then spoke to me about 5 more minutes, but I didn't hear anything he said after that 5 minutes because all I focused on were those couple of words, and then I was shell-shocked. What I heard from his mouth was that Madea had passed away. Now, this moment may not hit others as hard as it hit me, but to me it sent me into a state of anger, a state of shock, a state of denial, and I sit here putting on my suit, preparing for a moment that I never wanted to come, but I knew would eventually come. This woman has brought us so much joy over the years. She's brought us so much happiness, so much pleasure, so much fear. And now we sit here and we have to show her the respect that she showed us. We have to give her the happiness that she gave us, because Madea deserves nothing else but a better funeral, and I am going to go to that funeral. Madea and I have been close. We've known each other for years now. She's quite the lovely lady. But yeah, me and Madea go way back, and I'm going to give a speech at her funeral. I'm going to show her the utmost respect, and I'm going to attempt not to cry, as this is a very, very important video and subject to me. So, the question is, kid, are you gonna help me out here? Are you gonna come to the funeral with me and give this woman the respect that she deserves? Or are you gonna fall by the wayside like all the rest and just forget about this goddess that lay in front of us? This woman she's done so much for the community and for the culture, and for the fact that she may be forgotten is just a sin. As I sit here doing this raspy ASMR in my bed, after the fact that I've already been to her funeral, I just think that, well, you all could have done better, and you should be absolutely reprimanded for what you've done. Would you look at that? It's time for me to metaphorically go in the past as I film this scene. I'll see you later. Be ashamed, friendo.
Damn shame. Damn shame. I didn't want to make this kind of video, man. I really didn't. This one, it hit home. This isn't gonna be a comedy video, in case you couldn't tell. This is pretty serious. We lost Madea a few days ago, guys. This is rough. We're all gonna be going to her funeral. It's a special event. It's gonna be screened in over 3,000 theaters, America, nationwide. Me and some of my friends, Madea's closest friends, we're gonna get together. We're gonna dress up and go see her. It's gonna be intense. It's a funeral. I hope everyone shows up dressed. I hope everyone shows up prepared, because if not, I'm gonna be quite angry. This is a serious event. Anyways, I'm gonna be going to pick up my friends now, so I'll see you when I see you. And please stay quiet out of respect for the woman, please. She's a good woman. I had a camera dash, actually, but it broke, so that's a fucking shame. Okay, so this is my friend Jacob, who you may notice from my more comedic videos. It's not one of those. This is it's a sad day, man. Are you okay?
You know what? If you want to be honest, I'm really not okay.
Just fuck off. My other friend Robert, he's a close friend of Madea. I think he was a client at one point. It's just good to see him. He usually doesn't show up for things like this. See you, man. You alright, bud? Yeah. Listen to that music. We're about to attend a funeral. He's blasting little skies.
Blasting.
I could tell
some
little
rap.
skies, too. Were you listening to Little Skies in there, Jacob? You don't fucking respect, do you? Come on, buddy, put it on. Put it on.
Damn.
Put it on. I'm so sick of you not.
Many months later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new...
You guys will not believe what happened to us a couple of hours back. We sat there for the entire movie. It was sad. Madea died. Everyone was crying. It was one of the most traumatizing experiences of our lives. And then, well, Jacob just couldn't take it anymore, man. He missed Madea a lot. He took out a gun and he... God. It's rough for me to talk about, right? He killed them all. He killed everyone in the theater. Except for me, of course, which is why I'm still here. And, you know, to cover up some of the blood because I was so traumatized, I took off my suit and I put it over, and that's why I'm not wearing the suit anymore. What didn't happen was I totally did not forget to film any of the conclusion clips to that skit, nor did I forget to film this two days ago. This is, my story is true. My friends are all dead, and I'm here to talk to you about why Madea, A Family Funeral is probably the worst movie I've ever seen in a movie theater. God, that's a lot of echo. I'm sorry for the audio, by the way. I forgot my mic at the dorm again. It sucks. It's cool. Who cares? Tyler Perry, congratulations, you dirty son of a bitch, because you made the worst movie I've ever seen in a movie theater. Not only because this thing is just incompetently filmed from all angles. There are about 3 sets in this fucking movie, dude. You have like the funeral, you have the car, and then you have the hotel, and then also the house of someone. I think it's like the mom and dad character. I don't know what the hell is going on in this movie, dude. Look, okay. So first off, just for starters, the way this thing is shot is absolutely horrendous. The conversations are just shot, reverse shot, over and over again for the entire damn movie. One character's face, then another character's face, then another character's face, and then another character's face. And you know that's all done because Tyler Perry has to dress himself in makeup for 4 different characters, and he can't appear in certain portions of the scene because he's playing just one character when another character he's supposed to be playing is going to be over here. But, you know, he's not actually there, so they have to cut that off and awkwardly just have it focused in on his face. And then you have the freaking constant overlighting of the scenes where every time you see something outside from inside, it's just a fucking blinding white light, like one of my YouTube videos, for example. This movie has the worst pacing of any film I have ever seen. Hey, look, the air just turned off. Of any film that I have ever seen. That's not me over-exaggerating. I swear to you, I legitimately looked up a bunch of movies I've seen and tried to find a movie that I knew what was going on less than Madea, A Family Funeral. And I cannot. Even in The Room, I understand character motivations in that movie. I understand why one scene is transitioning into another. In Madea, Family Funeral, it's one fucking scene of them talking for 1 hour and 45 minutes. And then stuff happens which has no effect on stuff that will happen in the future or stuff that happened in the past. And then Mike Tyson shows up at the end, and the movie just ends. And it was the greatest experience of my entire life. This movie was, I think one of my friends explained it best, even though they're all dead. One of them explained it to me before we left the theater, you know. When he said that the scenes that aren't trying to be funny are intentionally funny, and the scenes that are trying to be funny are funny just because of how incompetent the humor is. I don't even know how to explain the humor. I have no idea how to explain the humor because it's not just like one-liners, it's not sarcasm or dark humor, it's just like Madea says something about a guy's dick, and then Uncle Joe says he wants to bang someone and do drugs, and it's really funny because they're in a social situation and that's awkward, and that's the joke. It's not... It's funny, but that's because this universe is not real life. This is some alternative universe where it's okay to just say shit like this and no one minds at all. The pacing of this movie, let me tell you, okay? The movie starts and everyone's at their mom and dad's house. I have no idea who's related to each other other than there are 2 brothers who are both banging each other's sisters. Okay, that's a lie. One of them is banging the other one's sister, and the other one's just a stereotypical nice guy who just wants to marry this woman. They might already be married. I have no clue, honestly. But they're just like a bunch of aunts and uncles at their mom's and dad's house because it's their mom and dad's anniversary. Why are they all at their mom and dad's house for their anniversary when it's their anniversary and they're all adults who don't live with them anymore? And why is Madea and Uncle Joe and these other two people driving to see them? And why do they all live at the same house? Because I don't think... I think they're related, but like, you don't live in the same house as your aunts and uncles usually. Like, that's not what happens. They live in a nice neighborhood. They can probably afford to have their own house. Madea used to be a stripper. So they're going to their mom and dad's house, or I guess brother and sister, or aunt and uncle. I'm not really sure how they're related. The movie doesn't explain it to you, is what I'm trying to say here. And they get pulled over by a cop who just systematically abuses them, and it's a movie about racism, right? It's a movie about racism, because this scene goes on for 20 minutes, where the cop just abuses them and then lets them go. And that's a point about how cops in America, they hate the blacks, right? It's true. It's so true. Then we get to the funeral scene, right? Which literally goes on for 12 hours. I'm not joking. You can see the clock in the background. There are occasional close-ups where the time goes forward, and it literally lasts for about 12 hours, this funeral does. Which leads me into a theory. A film theory, if you will. I think that Madea actually did die in this movie. Now, believe it or not, Madea isn't the character who died in the canon of this universe. It was his dad who had a heart attack while cheating on his wife on their anniversary. Long story, I don't care. But anyways, Madea is here. And she's like hosting this funeral, right? And all these people are coming up and they're spending so much time singing and doing speeches and prayers and stuff. And Medea's obviously annoyed. Medea's kind of playing the straight person here, which is pretty odd for a Madea film. When all of a sudden it just hits me that these people are all in purgatory. This movie is purgatory. Madea died in like some sort of car accident. I believe, it's my theory, that the cop actually shot everyone in that car, and that's why they're in purgatory right now. Because before that, everything's fine, you know, it's a normal anniversary meeting, I guess, between Madea and her family, and Joe and Uncle Heathrow, who's a really interesting character who got introduced. Love the lore, Madea. But the cop just lets them go all of a sudden in a really weird fashion that's very contradictory to previous scenes in the film. So I believe that actually, in reality, the cop shot Madea and the funeral is Medea's funeral. But since she's dead, she's imagining this from an afterlife standpoint, where her and everyone in the car, this is actually their purgatory, because they're horrific people and they're all gonna go to hell, but they're in purgatory right now. So, in Medea's purgatory, her family is falling apart, basically. Family is all that Madea has. She's a failed stripper. She has no husband. She has no romantic interest whatsoever, no goals in her life. She's an absolute failure as a human being. And then, for some reason, her brother cheats on his wife, and the entire family starts to fall apart and unravel as everyone cheats on each other. Everyone starts to break up. There's incest everywhere. Joe wants to have sex with his mother and his sister and his daughter, I think. I don't know. There's so many women in this movie that all look the exact same. That was racist. I'm sorry. So, that's my theory, that Madea Family Funeral is about purgatory and hell. And I have to go somewhere right now, so I'm just going to end the video. This has to be the worst YouTube video I've ever made. Even though the pacing of this video is trash, I was only doing it to just enunciate how bad the pacing in Madea Family Funeral was. Therefore, it all makes sense. It's a circle, a really poorly drawn circle. More like an octagon, honestly, but it's a circle. Wow.